Miss Tauzier, you're 20 years old. You met him on some sort of a dating app. He's 19 years old when you met. You knew each other for a few months. I assume you were living at your mother's house and you were living at your mother's house. Is that correct? Well, that's where 19-year-old boys usually live. And you decided when you were 20 and he was 19 that you would move out of your parents' house and go and live together. And he was 19 and he was going to get a job. And you were 20 and according to you, said, I decided to go to school full-time, and he was going to get a job at 19. They can't find their way out of the front door when they're 19. They don't know how to do the laundry when they're 19. They don't know how to care for themselves when they're 19. So you lived in one apartment first and didn't have the security deposit, so you put down the security deposit, $500, which is part of what you want back, because he was supposed to take care of everything. He was supposed to take care of you while you went to school. Is that what you wrote?
Yes.
Joke. And then according to what you wrote, the apartment, he didn't like the apartment. He didn't think it was good enough for the two of you. Listen, most 19-year-old boys could live inside a closet that contained nothing but dirty socks. Very rarely do they care about whether they have 1 or 2 bathrooms. They can actually go on a tree.
No, ma'am, that's actually incorrect. She wanted a nicer apartment. She didn't like the old one.
Usually it's girls that don't like the apartment. Anyway, you moved into another apartment. You weren't working. He couldn't maintain the other apartment because it was more expensive than the first.
It was cheaper.
Yes, ma'am.
It was cheaper than the first apartment.
Cheaper. Couldn't maintain it. And you weren't working.
Yes, I was a full-time student, not working.
You weren't working. And so you were living there and he was paying the expenses.
Yes.
And then you did what most moronic teenagers do when they try this thing, it doesn't work out. You broke the lease and then went and moved in with you. And you are here as a co-plaintiff because you want him to pay rent.
Yes.
See? Were they sleeping in the same room?
Yes.
Was it her room?
Yes.
Had it been her room when she was 19?
Well, we just moved in. We hadn't been living there,
It was the guest room.
so it was a guest room.
Oh,
It was
so
not
if-
my bed, my furniture, none of it was mine.
I don't care. It's irrelevant. If your daughter came home, where would she have slept?
In the guest room.
Okay, that's where she slept with her boyfriend.
Yes.
With your permission.
Yes.
Yeah, perfect. What article of clothing do you claim that he has that belongs to you?
He has a pair of jeans.
Pair of jeans. Do you have her jeans?
No, I don't, Your Honor.
I have a text that says he does have them.
You're not cuddling with her jeans at night,
ma'am.
are you?
No, Your Honor.
Mr. Minnick? Do you know where they are?
No, ma'am,
Mr.
I
Minnick?
don't.
He doesn't know where they are. Now, let's get to the broken lease first. Broken lease cost, according to you, $1,990.
That's correct, Your Honor.
That's for the second apartment.
Yes.
To break the lease. And in whose name was the lease?
Both of ours.
Did anybody pay the $1,990?
I did, Your Honor.
Did you?
I did.
Did you pay anything?
No, I didn't. I had taken myself off the lease. We both signed a paper that took my name off the lease and made me not liable for anything. And I have that copy here.
I don't care! You lived there with him. You went from that apartment to your mom's house. So you lived in that house. You slept with him in that house. Cuddled with your boyfriend in that house. What difference did it make if you took your name off the lease? He paid $2,000 to get you out of the lease because you weren't working and he was working and you couldn't afford the apartment. You're supposed to be an independent woman on your own so you can take care of yourself and not rely on somebody else to take care of you when you're 20. And if you don't, you stay home in your mother's house. He's not going to pay you any money. If you put in a security deposit of $500, I'll force you to pay half of what he paid if he can show me he paid $2,000 to break the lease. Do you understand?
Yes.
Grow up! Your case is dismissed. We're done.
review well unveil its cutting edge feature, performance, and user experience. Dive into the world of wearable tech as we dissect the sleek device offering insights and hands-on analysis to help you make an informed decision. The T900 Ultra smartwatch is an Apple Watch Ultra clone that comes with several features: display, Bluetooth calling, multi-sport modes, heart rate and blood pressure monitoring, fast charging, multi-dial faces.